A very good morning, viewers. This is the second part of the AI in Ethics series. In the first part, we got an idea of what ethics is. Now we will look at what is it which is balancing the innovation. What are the checks and balances? And as far as we are concerned, how ethics is integrated into AI for us as CA professionals. First of all, we need to see whether we really require this AI. Let's look at it. AI significantly enhances efficiency, our insights, and innovation in professional field. There are different types of ideas which leaders say. So it's not very sure. Everything in AI is not sure. Sundar Pichai of Google says that AI is bigger than the internet. The Nobel laureate Damon, he says that it is not. He says there'll hardly be any impact over a period of years until industry and businesses adopt AI profitably. The word profitability for profitably is important. There's an article also attached to this LinkedIn post, which you can see. Example, in the audit, whether it's internal audit, management audits, or it is a statutory audit, 100% anomalies can be flagged. It can be found. What is the error? What is it that is not in pattern? These type of things can be flagged 100%. Whereas in a normal audit, you will not be able to flag too many. You might have to use certain methods where you will go by value and see that a large portion of the financials can be covered. While doing all this, when you use AI, you can also save 50% time. That I think is critical, because if I save 50% time, then I can also provide my competitive professional fee. As far as tax compliance is concerned, there are many possibilities. Reconciliations are possible, invoice matching is possible, research, if I am taking up litigation, is possible. If I am taking up opinions, research is possible using AI. Reduces the time substantially. If I were doing financial forecasts, then we could anticipate cash flow. What will be the cash flow after 3 months, 5 months, 6 months? And also working capital management can be done much better. So obviously, the power of AI to be your collaborator is very great. What are the ethical challenges of AI? It raises a lot of concerns, including transparency, and introduces bias in decision making based on the AI suggestion. For example, you are trying to find out whether there is any fraud in the system. It picks up one particular transaction or a set of transactions. The question which comes here is, why did it pick it up? How did it pick it up? Now, there is no answer for this, because It is a black box behind. We don't know why it is picking up. The second challenge could be that when I use AI in my office, my assistants use AI. When they transmit certain things to the client amongst themselves, are they inadvertently exposing the client's information to the whole world? Is that what can happen? AI can also augment human capabilities terrifically. Redesigning AI to support and enhance our decisions can ensure that the losses can be avoided. For example, in our firm, for example, we do GST compliance. So if we were to do GST compliance real time, not once in 3 months, once in 6 months, what would happen? We will be able to reduce litigation and corruption. So AI would do the job. It will be sending alerts, and then we will have a look, and we'll from our office we will give our suggestions. It can also reduce corruption because there won't be any mistakes which can be found, or maybe the number of mistakes which could be found would be very less because the officers could be also using AI. They could be innovative, they could be frivolous. However, AI can support us in big way, and we can continue to do the GST compliance. What is the leadership role for us as Indian CAs? We have to ensure ethics is followed. We have to have professional integrity. Can we ensure that we have AI literacy for all the people in my client's office, for all the people in my office? It's very important because this is the nascent time of AI. Many people have many thought processes. Some of it could be correct, some of it could be wrong. They need to learn. What are the risks? Handling sensitive clients' data, we have to ensure that we follow the law. The Data Privacy Law Act of 2023, as well as confidentiality norms, which we normally have as a chartered accountant. We will not talk about the client, we will not post in the LinkedIn unless it is public data. Even then, we may have norms of taking consent from the client before doing that. Those things we have to continue. When we use AI, biases are there for sure. AI models risk perpetuating systemic biases because the first data set which is there need not be really representative. As the data sets increase and all diverse data sets come together, the biases come down. But as we start and go ahead, biases could be there. And they can impact many things. For example, they can impact credit assessments. It could impact, consequently, our audit fairness also. Because if I'm starting with the wrong assumptions, then obviously the result also may not be up to the mark. AIs are supposed to be transparent and explainable. I said supposed to be. However, large portion or large number of AIs which we see every day have opaque processes. Now, once the process is opaque, how can you say that it is explainable? How does that AI decide to do what it is doing for you? How can we justify that to our clients? This is because of the fact that most AI models today follow black box approach, which is in itself efficient, I would say, from the point of delivering what we want. But then we have to check much more. Maybe we have to start from the input and look at the output, examine both. Because in between what is happening, we don't know. Now clients will say, this is the AI, you are the expert, tell us. So maybe your checks have to be more. How can I look at this particular risk? We'll discuss that a bit more. While we are chartered accountants, we have to be accountable. We have to also ensure that the critical human judgment is involved. Everything cannot be left to AI. Because if everything is left to AI, then there is no possibility of certifying anything. As a part of the process, there should be human judgment involved. Even if the human judgment is to use something, use another AI, use this, use that. That judgment may be only that. Again, you are relying on another thing, but that judgment is to go ahead. Otherwise, you can stop it. You should be able to stop that activity. There is where the critical human judgment comes in. It should be as a part of the process. So what are the core responsibilities? I would say governance, trust. We need to train our people and see that audit is done properly. Let's look at what is it which is covered in governance. The AI tools which are used, whether they comply with ethical codes. There are ethical codes, law says something, then there are principles which ensure fairness, which ensure society is not harmed. Indian regulations are there, global regulations are there. This ensures responsible AI use, and we, as chartered accountants, should see that the tools which are used are complying with ethics. The tool may be verified by using another tool. That's okay. The tools which we use should certainly comply with ethical codes. And those tools we will use to verify some other tools of AI. When we look at any AI, the role of AI in any client's place, we have to ensure that we don't lose the client's trust. In fact, every time we do his work, we should be building the client's trust. We have to therefore ensure that whatever we do is above board. For example, your client gives you an assignment to do a management audit, a HR review. Even though we have got the authority and the mandate to do that review, the data which we will be using to do that audit, we should ask for consent from the client. This will ensure that client is kept in the loop whenever we are doing any manipulation, usage, analysis of his data. Everybody now, today, in our profession is learning. We are going for the AI course, which is there, run by the ICAI. Now the second level course has started. We are participating in the hackathons. We are learning. And many more will come. We need to invest in certified courses and workshop to increase awareness of bias, how to reduce the bias, maybe about its privacy, when it cannot exceed what levels, and the explainability of the artificial intelligence itself. I had chosen to go for a workshop on AI in ethics, which covered regulation, and it also covered how to check. It was a certificate course by the Oxford University. But there are many more which we have to learn. We have to take a certificate as auditor, maybe AI auditor certification, if we want to do audit of the AI. So how will we do that? Audit AI models is by reviewing what are the assumptions of the data set, validating the outputs if there is a black box in between, and documenting safeguards to maintain the integrity of the data. While we are doing this, we need to see that our judgment is conservative. The old thought process, professional skepticism, is as or more important than the past, which includes a questioning mind, curiosity, ask the why. And without having that conservatism and questioning everything, we may not be able to discharge our duty. We may not be able to confirm that integration of ethics is there in the AI model. The CA must verify AI-generated insights and challenge unexplained variances to ensure accuracy. Detecting anomalies and frauds. Now, while that is not the real job of the CA, but it can also be done while doing the verification, where we can detect anomalies and what could be fraudulent, which AI might have overlooked. Over a period of time, AI would be able to detect most of the frauds, but that may take its own time. We have to keep our trustworthiness in place. We have to be vigilant. Our judgment should be credible. That means what I am saying should actually be near to the truth, or time should validate us, so that we can also say that the AI model is trustworthy. It could be in financial services, it could be anywhere else also. Let's look at what actually the chartered accountant firms are doing. Data anonymization. That means if anybody sees the data, they cannot make out that it has come from A or B. Is it coming from service industry? Is it coming from manufacturing? It should not be able to make out. A Bangalore firm anonymizes client data to ensure the data privacy compliance under the Act. But remember, AI is not such safe. There are all sorts of intrusions. You will come to know. Security breach happened in a Mumbai consultancy firm. The moment it came to know about that, It upgraded vendor security after it had a AI chatbot breach, data breach. So this is the way where chartered accountants will demonstrate that they are taking care of the threats. Ethics, audit, and governance. Now you can check it. The audit of the ethics itself can be done. And that's why I did that course. In fact, I think chartered accountants can do that course. Let's see how we can include it through the ICAI. A Delhi firm appoints data protection officer and conducts quarterly AI ethics audit, which all chartered accountants we can do it after we get the requisite training and the certification. AI ethics training is required for everybody. Very simple. Training and certification is required for those who want to certify. But in our offices, what is ethics? So we are looking at whether ICAI can do a training program to ensure that data mishandling in our member firm should not happen. So if I have to look at a conclusion, ethics and skepticism have to go together. Responsible AI leadership among us chartered accountants should be done while integrating AI with professional skepticism. Whatever critical challenges come, including data privacy, bias, transparency, accountability, in the AI use, we have to manage it. AI doesn't replace human ethics. It doesn't replace skepticism. And it doesn't replace accountability in practice. But using AI, we can reduce everything and safeguard ourselves to a great extent while keeping our mind open, while exercising skepticism, and knowing that AI is not infallible. We have to continuously learn. We have to look at governance, what is happening. We have to ensure our communication is transparent also, so that whenever we have a doubt, we raise it and get it sorted out so that AI integration is done properly. There is one point which I was just reading a few days back, and I also posted a LinkedIn post on this. I was surprised that Google had a restriction earlier. All of us use Google, all of us use Amazon. Google had a restriction that whatever data it has on you and me would not be allowed in surveillance and weaponry. That means for war. This was put in place in 2018. While I was studying AI, one of the biggest concerns which came to my mind at this point of time was that in February 2025, this particular restriction was withdrawn. Therefore, Google can use information available with it for surveillance and even weaponry. And I was surprised to understand that Amazon had compromised much earlier. The question which comes to my mind is, every time we use Amazon or we use Google, as per ethical standards across the world or ethical standards in India, should they inform all people who access each time that the information can be used by the US government against them? This is a question I'm leaving you with. I don't have an answer for this. This is a very, very big issue because Google and Amazon turnovers are in trillions. if they were cities, they were countries, they would possibly be the largest after US and China. That is the amount of wealth they have, market capitalization they have. So, with such large people and having this type of a power, is it something which is okay? Think about it. I will see you in the next part. Thank you very much for your understanding and waiting.